Good morning, everybody. Hopefully, we are live on Instagram. Hello, Instagram. Hope you are well. And hopefully, we are live on Facebook. If you can see me in both, can you give me a wave or thumbs up so that before we get started, I know we are all here and that you are able to hear and see me. Hi, Hannah. How are you? Um, we are going to get ready for our last pre-challenge live. It's really weird doing it on Saturday morning. We've not done any on the mornings, but I think it's a really good time to do it because this morning we are opening the challenge group. So on Facebook, we've already got hundreds of people in there waiting for Monday morning when it all gets started, like officially. But this weekend, we've got loads going on as well. Hiya, everybody. Hiya, Louise. Hiya, Jen. I can see you all joining on Instagram. On Facebook, if you are able to hear me and see me, can you give me a little wave in the comments so that I can see? I just want to make sure you're there because on Monday I made a huge boo-boo. I went live. You could all hear me but not see me. I don't even know how that happened, but it did. It just did it just to upset me and get me started. So last night I went out. So if I sound a little bit groggy this morning, I don't drink because I'm epileptic. But if I sound a little bit funny, it's because I've been out and I did laugh my little head off. I went to see Jo McNally. She was really, really funny. Her like the first person up, I can never remember the name, bless them, like the supporting act. He was hysterical, so I laughed and laughed and laughed. Now I've got a bit of a sore throat for it. And I saw all of my phone in. Okay, so I can see you can all see me. Hi Debbie. Hi Pauline. Facebook comments has woken up for me and I can see it all there. Okay, so today we're going to be talking all about the hidden comparison trap, okay? And what I mean by this is we can't help ourselves other than to compare ourselves to others. We don't mean to, but we do. I think it's almost like a natural instinct to say, what's somebody else doing? And I suppose we do it in some ways when we're younger to learn, right? So when you're little, you think about it, you're watching all the people around you. Oh, look, that baby's crawling, and somewhere in your head you want to crawl, and somebody's walking and you want to walk. And then as we get older, it tends to go over from being able to do things, as in things that keep us alive, keep us moving, to it goes to material things. And it doesn't make us bad, it makes us normal, right? So regardless of what everybody tries to say, to want the same as others is not a bad thing. To want instead of others at their expense is a bad thing. So, like for example, my business mentor, she's incredible. She does £1,000,000 years. She's like so good at helping so many people, right? And I look around and I think I would love to have what she has so badly, to help that many people, to be able to support my family in that way. But I don't do it at her expense. I'm not like I want to have it and I don't want her to have it. I want to have it and I want her to have it. So if you were looking at people with their dogs and you're like, I really am envious in a good way, you know what I mean? Like give me a thumbs up if you know what I mean. You look at them and they inspire you to do better. That has nothing wrong with that, okay? To look at somebody and feel bad that you are not as good as them, that's not a good thing. Or to look at them and wish they didn't have it, that's not a good thing either. So what I want to talk to you a little bit is about a little bit as well about what you're not seeing. So when you see somebody's 3-second reel of their dog looking amazing, or 9-second reel, you never see the whole picture. When you see photos of me walking up a lane or videos walking up a lane with Arthur, who's like 8 months old, walking to heel, and he looks bang on. He does, and he does a lot. But it's not always perfect. It's not always great. There are times when he breaks, and there are lots of times when I have to correct him because he's a young pup, new environments, etc. There are times I have to tell the 9-year-old to get back in line. The 9-year-old dog, not the 9-year-old child. I don't have one of those. But you see what I'm seeing. So you on social media, you only ever see glimpses, right? And you only ever see, and this is really important, you only ever see what people want you to see. You do not see it all going wrong. You do not see the bloopers, although a lot of our experts are incredibly good at putting up bloopers now, and that's really funny to watch, and I should put up more as well. Like literally this week I've been on my arse trying to get the dummy off the puppy. He was being a bit of a divot. He was like showboating. I thought, oh, I'll put my back against the wall, I'll go down to his level, maybe we can encourage him in. And literally, he didn't mean to. He held on, I held on, I went over. It was so hysterical. But it doesn't look good, and that's not the first thing I put up on Facebook or Instagram, because the same as everybody else, sometimes I'm a little bit embarrassed too. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I was literally rolling around like weebles wobble and they don't fall down. it was just so bad. But it's life. So when you're comparing your dog to others, you're only seeing what they show you. And it's different dogs, different states. We've talked all week about states of arousal, right? And how dogs behave, etc. And you've got to think about why and where is the comparison hitting you the hardest. So if it's like, tell me in the comments, where does, let's sort of comparisonitis, I've made up that word, I don't know if it exists, hit you the hardest? Is it like when you go around your friend's house? Is it when you're like in group classes? Is it like on social media? Where does it hit you the worst? Is it like, oh God, look at that person? Like for me, I think probably the time it hits me the hardest isn't social media, because I know the game and I know people only put up what they want me to see. I think it hits me the hardest in the face-to-face environment. Like when I've like said the dog's really good at something. I'll tell you all a really quick story. I literally took my other dog to training and the person said to me, does the dog, is he steady? Like, is he steady off the lead when I throw the dummy? And I went, yeah, he's fine. And they threw the dummy and my dog ran straight in and he was like, the answer to that was no. And I was like, the answer to that probably was no. I hadn't allowed for the fact we were in a new environment. I hadn't been allowed for the fact that we were surrounded by his dogs and him in his environment. I hadn't allowed for all of that stuff. So the answer wasn't no. My dog was steady. My dog was steady along with me, alone in our environment. That was the caveat that I didn't know I needed to add on. So for me, that's when it hits me the hardest, I think. And when I see then their dogs being so perfect, I'm looking at it and I'm so envious. And not in a bad way, like I said. I wouldn't want it not for them. I just want to be as good as them, yeah? When I see social media of other puppies the same age as my puppy was settling in the living room or having walks that aren't unhinged. Lucy, again, they only show you the 2 minutes. Like, none of us sit and watch a 5-hour, like, reel of somebody sitting in their living room with that pup. I'm telling you those pups broke. I'm telling you those pups didn't do that perfectly. We only see what they show us they want to see. And I think it's sometimes worse, and I'm not going to like smash the dog training world, but if they only ever put up the right stuff, the perfect stuff, it looks like their dogs are only like that, and that's not a true representation of what it is, right? It's a little bit like, I don't know, you buy a sports car and you've been watching all the sports car things, and then you take it out and it isn't actually that good. Or all the people who buy a brand new car and then in the first month they're back in the garage because they got problems with it. Like, you only see what they want you to see, and that's the good side, but also the bad side of marketing. Loads of you are saying definitely face to face is when it hits you the worst, yeah. Debbie, it's time to do classes when the others do perfectly, mine doesn't do it. Definitely face to face, and in little rural communities where I live, that's totally understandable. Especially if all your friends have been in the game longer or their dogs are better trained, right? Because if they are like that, then you tend to be a little bit like, oh my God, I am like the bottom of this pack. It's like being back in school a little bit, isn't it? And like, give me some thumbs up or school or whatever you want to give me for that. But it is that whole feeling of, oh my God, I'm the stupidest one in the class. Like, and nobody wants to be there. But remember now, you cannot compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 10. I was having this conversation yesterday with my daughter. She's 24. She's got an incredible membership. She helps loads and loads of people who've got dog businesses with their social media. And she sees where I am and she wants to be there. And she sees the people that I bother with and she sees where they are and she wants to be there. And I love the fact that she wants to do that, right? And I know she'll get it. She gives herself no break for the fact that she is 24. What she's achieved at 24 is incredible, but she doesn't allow herself life. She doesn't allow herself lessons. She sees us all here and sees our chapter 20. She doesn't see our chapter 1 when we were 24, and none of us were anywhere near as good as she is now. So I look at her and think, oh my God, I can see the pathway for you. And I can see that sometimes with the dogs. You do that. You look at a pup and you think, you are going to be a good pup. You are going to be good. I can see it. Like, you know there's going to be wobbles. You know there's going to be shakes. But you know they're going to be a good pup. And that's such an important thing to see. As time goes on, as you get to your chapter 2, your chapter 5, your chapter 10, your chapter 50, life has taught you loads of lessons to make the process, training smoother, but also allow more for the fact that these problems are going to come with everything. So let's talk a little bit about our environments, right? So we can't not go on social media. Like, most of us love being on social media. Look at us, we're all here. So school-like, I'm the dunce. Yeah, sometimes I feel like that all the time, Deb. But so sometimes, like, we literally feel like we are never going to get it, and that the dog in front of us are not going to be what we want them to be. And the really important thing about it is to think about what we spoke about this week. Our environment and our routine shape the behaviours of our dogs, they shape the behaviours of us. Home is where we rehearse and repeat the same behaviours over and over, and almost subconsciously, unconsciously, however you want to look at it, it's just patterns of behaviour. You think about it when you got up this morning. You probably went something like this. Got up, went to toilet, thought dogs need toilet. They've been like all night without the availability, unless they've been in kennels, to go to the toilet. So you plodded downstairs or wherever you went, you let them out. You put the kettle on, you did whatever you needed to do, you got the dogs back in from having their toilet break, or you stayed with them, whatever your routine is, right? And then you put them back in the kitchen. For me, I put them back in the kitchen, then I potter upstairs, I go and have a shower, clean my teeth, That pattern happens every single day without me thinking about it. Social media, group classes, they do not show us our normal behaviours in our normal environments. Do you see what I say about that? We just see a little glimpse. When you're in that group class, there is a brand new environment for your dog that it probably only gets to repeat maybe once a week, once a month, right? Whatever. Your everyday stuff is repeated every single day, every minute, every hour. So at home, they rehearse what then goes on to be the repeatable. Predictable routines, sleep windows, all those things happen at home, right? And different dogs have different days and different states. So when I say to you about what you're not seeing, why everybody else's dogs are perfect and yours don't, that dog's routine at home might not look as amazing as it does in that group class, and it might not look as amazing as it does on social media. It could be that behaviour it knows to do in a place. I've told you guys this story before. My kids, when they were little, in supermarkets, I'm sure you'll all remember this. My daughters, both of them, I could raise my eyebrows like this. It was like a steady up. Now we're in a public environment. They would silence. They would behave so well. They were just so good. I'd only have to raise my eyebrows. I wasn't a harsh mum, but they knew what that meant. It meant, you don't behave like this here. My son, I would raise my eyebrows and he'd go, what are you raising your eyebrows at me for? And I'd be like, oh my God. And he would make a big drama. Why do you look so angry at me? And I'd be like, I'm going to frigging kill you now, kid. That rehearsed environment behaviour that worked perfectly with the girls did not work with my son. And at home, he was no bother. It was like you take him into this new environment and that would be his point where he would play up. So when you are going into group environments, if your dog's not the best behaved dog, it just means that's the behaviour it has in that group. People are talking about how tough it can be in the comments. Yeah, it can be really, really incredible. So it's not just about the dog, it's about the environment. And like, what do you think your dog assumes it needs to do in a group class? Let me know. Like, what do you assume you need to do? What does it assume you need to do when you pull out a camera? Like mine, they're all trained, literally. They're trained to the camera. I pull out a camera, they'll see it, and they'll see me, they pull my mobile phone out, I literally put a certain way, and they sit. They just sit, and they look at me. And I'm like, you've learned, excuse me, the little dog being a naughty boy, you've assumed that means you have to do this behaviour, right? And that's how quickly they learn. They've learned to my camera, they've learned to everything I do, and your dog learns what it needs to be doing in a class. So what's your dogs like in classes? What are your dogs like in new environments? Think about that, and think about what they assume their role is in that environment. What do they need to do? So there is an emotional toll of all this, like my little dog barking over there. Thank God it's a little dog, and the spaniels don't do that, because then at least I save some face. The little dog barking, like I know what he's like, and he's a little dog barking. So I allow for that, really not a good thing probably. But I then have an emotional toll of thinking, oh my God, I am live in public, and I have a little dog barking in the kitchen because he's arguing with a pup. It doesn't mean I'm failing. it means that my little dog barks. He's a poodle cross for the, oh my God, the shame of it. I have a poodle cross. I love him to death. He's one of the best dogs I've ever had in my life. He's not my dog. He's my youngest daughter's dog, but he is insane. But I have like shame fueled over the fact he just barked there live in front of you. So that's just a trigger in me. So think about the emotional toll you are having by comparing yourself to others. The reality of it is, him barking, he's just playing and he's just mouthy. But there's a preconceived idea of what he should be like. In fact, I could have asked him to do that on cue, couldn't I, just to prove my point on live. He's going to do it again. I can hear him growling. Calm is a skill that is learned, right? It's not a fixed personality trait. We have talked about that. Train the dog in front of you, right? Train the dog you want to go into the environment you want. So if your dog's not amazingly good in groups at settling, that's where we need to practice. We practice in groups, settling. If your dog's not amazingly good at settling in front of the fire while you're watching TV, we're going to practice this week settling in front of the fire, right? They are the things that we work on, because we have to rehearse the behaviours we want in the places we want at the times we want them. Is that making sense to everybody, right? Give me some thumbs up. Give me some my dog, my pace. Because we tell you all the time, train the dog in front of you, including that little dog that I'm going to deal with in a minute. Not deal with in a bad way, but Goose, no. Sorry about that, guys. He's so loud. So my dog, my pace. That's what you guys need to be working on. My dog, my way. Stop looking at others and thinking, what are others doing? Why aren't mine doing that as well? Oh my God, I don't know even if you guys can hear him, because the camera, the podcast shouldn't hear it, but he's literally running ragged around the kitchen chasing the little pup. He's just being a nightmare. But yeah, my dog, my pace. So think about those things. What are you not seeing? What are you not seeing on social media? What are you not seeing in groups? What are you not seeing in that dog's training that you're comparing your dog to? There is a brilliant podcast on Found It, Fetched It called The Working Dog Age Race, right? And that is an amazing one about, don't try to work out where your dog should be by the age it is. It's not how it works. It's the environments you've exposed it to, the amount of times you've exposed it to, and you've had the correct behaviours in those environments. See, there's a couple of pieces of this jigsaw that need to go together to have the settle you want. And our experts are going to do that brilliantly with you this week. If you haven't yet signed up for the challenge, please do so. It's totally free for everyone, men and women. You're all welcome in there. I think there's 2,300 of us now. There's so many of us in there. It's going to be brilliant. Lucy said, if anything makes me feel more comfortable knowing your little dog barks, it's more relatable. Yes. Yeah, it literally is. It's I couldn't have trained it better. But that's what he does. And we've talked a bit about this week, and the experts will go into this more, right? But it's about genetics and evolution. He's a poodle cross, Bichon Frise, we think, right? He was meant to be a full poodle. He is not a full poodle. No way. And he, when you look at different behaviours from different breeds, he exhibits them all to us. So when he barks, like I say to him there now, Goose enough, right? That's enough. But I also know who he is and what he's about. You will never stop that dog barking. You won't. You can ask him to stop and he'll quieten down for a bit. But that's not who he is. It's in his genetics to be like that. I can never be the person who tries to go to any length to correct that dog's normal behaviour. Because in my head, he's just chatty. If being chatty was a bad thing, people would have to spend their entire life trying to correct me because I don't shut up. Literally, my kids pretty much don't shut up. They like talking, they like being chatty. We're quite a loud family, so it's not really a shock that we've got a loud dog. I'm just lucky in the fact the Spaniels don't do it. But saying that, if they actually did do it, then we look at that, don't we? It's not in their genetic makeup to be barkers. So why are they doing it? What's the environment? Okay, my Norman gets door focus and I can't get him to concentrate on me. We'll work on that in this challenge this week, Harrison. You can do it. I absolutely know you can do it. It's actually really reassuring hearing your dog who is clearly playing. It proves everything you're saying. Yeah, it's Saturday morning, they're all chilled, and they are thinking, let's just have some fun. I have a pup. The pup likes to play. The little terrier likes to play. The older spaniel doesn't play with him as well, so he's a little bit go away. So the two little ones together, 2-year-old and a 7-month-old, they have a whale of a time. Right, where did I go? Because this is not about my dogs. This is about you guys knowing what to expect from the challenge. The challenge Facebook group is open this morning. Hundreds are already joining. If you've signed up, make sure you check your emails. The link to get into that challenge group on Facebook is there. If you're a society member, you already have automatic access to everything. It's one of your VIP perks. You'll have VIP perks to access to all the training this week. Everything's all there in for you. Once you're inside the challenge group, introduce yourself, introduce your dogs. I've been reading some of them this morning. You are going to be around kindred spirits, like loads of people being really brutally honest in a lovely, lovely way about the challenges they're facing with the dogs. And the fact that you are all coming in really feeling comfortable about sharing the challenges you're facing makes me think that these 5 lives were without a doubt worth it, because you all know who you're coming into, the people you're coming into, the support you're going to get. We are not judging you. There is no judgment here. We have no time for it, right? There is no keyboard warrior here. There is no time for it. What it's time for is helping you to get to where you want to go with the dog that's in front of you. Loads of people have got the all access pass. You've purchased that. That's an additional extra £17. It means after the challenge, everything we do in the challenge, as in lives, as in training, as in tasks, you have access to for life, right? They put into a course for you. That course is now open so that you can go and check out like where it's going to live as the days go on. And I've also put these pre-call lives in there to show you how the modules work, so you can see how it's all going to flow. So it's all lovely, all set up for you. That's all for this morning from me. I hope that's helped. Please do not compare your dogs to others. Every single dog is different, just like every person is. You are going at the right speed for you in the story you are in with the dog that is in front of you. And that is all you can do. And we could not ask for more. So if you're in the challenge, type challenge it in the comments so I know whether you are in. If you have any questions, I'm by my desk pretty much all this morning, making sure everybody gets in the challenge right and make sure you're all right. And if there's any questions, ask me on Facebook, ask me on email. I'm here for you. And we'll get started Monday morning, 6 a.m. with your first lovely task. Speak to you all soon. Have a fabulous weekend. And that's all for me for now. Speak to you soon. Goodbye. Goodbye, Facebook. See you all this week. Bye now. Oh, loads of you are in the challenge. Speak to you all soon. Bye.